Hamburg last season came so close to game promotion, but the beautiful game is also a very cruel one. In the final game of last season, their rival scored in the 98th minute, denying them promotion back to the Bundesliga. But today, boys, we're going to sort that out. I'm going to become the new manager of Hamburg, and by the end of this video, I'm going to make them the best team in the world. But did you lot really think it was going to be that simple? I can't use the youth academy, the scouting system, nor can I purchase any players. I'm only allowed to sign free agents. So this is the starting 11 I've loaded into, and I'm not going to lie, on paper, this isn't filling me with confidence. We have a couple of really good, young, solid players on loan to us right now, but obviously we can't do anything about that because we're only allowed to sign free agents. I will say, though, it is a pretty young squad when you think about it. Only 2 players 30 years old or above. But to be fair, they've got some decent talent like Lordovit Reese, who's only 23 years old, 74 rated. We could potentially build this team around this guy. We also have striker Robert Glatzel, who's 29 years old, 74 rated. Probably not a player we can build the team around, but I'm hoping he can be a pretty decent player for us for at least 2 or 3 seasons. And we also have a solid keeper in Daniel Hewer Fernandez. He is 30 years old, he's 75 rated, but I reckon he'll do for at least 3 seasons. But let's be honest, boys, if we want to get promotion with Hamburg in season 1, I don't think this is the team that's going to do it. Now, in terms of the tactical vision, I'm really not too sure how Hamburg actually play in real life. But I'm going to go for wing play because our 2 wingers are very quick and we can definitely exploit that. Now, we do have 28 million to spend in season 1, but as we all know, that doesn't mean a damn thing. But obviously, we can only use that on free agents, and once again, there's a couple of rules we've got to follow. I'm allowed a maximum of 3 transfers per season until we get to the Bundesliga, and I'm only allowed to sign players 75 rated or lower until we get to the Bundesliga. But once we do get promotion, I'm allowed to sign whoever I want. And after messing around with the team for a bit, this is probably the strongest starting 11 we can field, and that does beg the question, where do we actually put those 3 transfers? I think we try our best to improve this defense a bit. Everywhere else in this pitch is actually pretty solid in comparison. But let's be honest, boys, if we can bring in 3 free agent players who are 75 rated or lower, I'd consider that a massive W anyway for this squad. And because this is a free agent video, I'm releasing every single youth academy player, even though this guy, Gustavo Acuna, would actually be world class for us. Man, this hurts. Now, the first free agent signing I'm going to make is Alejandro Zendejas, who's American. He's 25 years old and he's 73 rated. Now, in FIFA 23, we could convert this guy to a centre midfielder, and in that position, he massively improved, so I'm going to do the exact same here to see if it'll work. I've also found Roberto Alvarado, who's only 24 years old, 75 rated. This guy could be the difference maker in our front 3. And for the third and final transfer, Marcel Ruiz looks very good to me. He's only 22 years old and 75 rated. And to be honest, these stats for his age look very promising, man. Maybe this guy could potentially be our endgame midfielder. And boys, we've still got 24 million in our budget. That's after renewing everybody's contracts and making those 3 free agent signings. I swear, promotion to the Bundesliga cannot come quick enough. And I have sent these players out on loan. This is because whilst they won't get game time here, hopefully they'll get game time somewhere else and they'll come back just a much better player. But this is the starting 11 that's going to go into season 1, and honestly, I don't think we're anywhere near ready for promotion just yet. I mean, it's a nice thought, and in real life they are going for promotion, but this team on paper just is nowhere near good enough yet. For starters, we need to sort this defense out and probably get a younger and better keeper than Hewer Fernandez. I'm going to use this season as a foundation building season for this squad. Build it up as much as possible so that when season 2 comes around, we can actually take promotion seriously. So boys, we've just reached the end of season 1, and having a look at those 2 results, I mean, maybe we have done a little bit better than I thought we would. I did not see this coming, boys. We're 2nd in the league and we've got automatic promotion to the Bundesliga in our first season in charge. I really underestimated Hamburg, man. Jesus, I only thought we'd get mid-table, but clearly I was very mistaken. But we did only make it to round 1 of the DFB-Pokal. I think it's going to be a long time before we actually do well in this competition. But saying that, boys, look at the starting 11. The improvement has been spectacular. Alvarado's now gone up to 78 rated. I could swear he was only 74, 75 rated when we bought him. And even our goalkeeper, who's 31 years old, has gone up to 76 rated as well. The whole team's done really well. But looking at the stats, boys, I'll be real, you wouldn't think we finished 2nd in the Bundesliga too. But we have done what Hamburg couldn't do in real life last year. We're climbing the ladder of German football and we are now promoted to the Bundesliga. But I'll be real, boys, looking at this team, it's alright getting promotion to the Bundesliga, it's bloody staying there. But before we go any further, if you're enjoying this video so far, leave it a big old thumbs up and smash that subscribe button. So we are now into season 2 of Hamburg, and as you can see, boys, it's official, we are now in the Bundesliga. And we've got 63 million in the budget. I mean, that's just a kick in the teeth, isn't it? great. But the good news is, now that we are in the Bundesliga, I can buy whoever I want and I can buy as many players as I want. I'm no longer restricted in the transfer window. But looking at the team, let's be honest, boys, it's a bloody good job because we've still got so much work to do. We could do with a better goalkeeper. This defense needs sorting out, a better left winger, a better striker. We've still got so many positions to sort out. So I'm just praying that this free agent list comes in clutch for me. And look who I've just found on the free agent list. Che Adams, former Southampton player, 76 overall, pretty young still. He's going straight into the team. And I've managed to find a better right back in Mikel Dessel. He is 29 years old, but he's 73 rated. It's not much better, but at least it is better. But I found an even better striker than Che Adams, Henry Martin. He's 31 years old, 79 rated. I'm hoping for at least 2 seasons this guy can bag us a bunch of goals. And those 3 signings, in my opinion, have already massively improved the team, but we've got unlimited signings we're allowed to make, man. I'm going back into that free agents list for a second Alpine. And this time I found centre-back Craig Halkett, who's 29 years old and 73 overall. I also found fullback Maxlow, who's 27 years old and 73 overall. And I found Julio Gonzalez, who's 33 years old and 74 overall. He might be a bit old, but he'll do as a second choice keeper. And after those 3 signings, that transfer window is done, and this is now the starting 11 that's going to go into the Bundesliga for the first time. And whilst we haven't massively improved the starting 11, we have improved our source bench. We've got depth in abundance in majority positions now. Now, last year, I really underestimated Hamburg. We got promoted when I thought we'd initially get mid-table at best. But this year, I do fear that we are still a relegation candidate, so as long as we survive the Bundesliga, I'll be very happy come the end of Season 2. So we are at the end of yet another year in charge of Hamburg, so let's go see if we're still a Bundesliga team or we've been relegated. We have indeed survived the Bundesliga, 12th in the league at the end of Season 2, but we were only 6 points above the drop zone. It's going to take a while before we start climbing the Bundesliga ladder, but this is a promising start. We're in the DFB-Pokal. We got absolutely obliterated by Borussia Mönchengladbach 5-1. Oh my days, have mercy. But looking at the team, we desperately need to sort this defense out, man. It's absolutely the part of the team that's letting us down the most. And to be fair, considering we were only like 6 points above the drop zone, these stats aren't bad at all. Well, it's official, boys. We survived our first season back in the Bundesliga. That alone is pretty impressive and exactly what I wanted. But in Season 3, we have to get better free agents, man. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very long journey with Hamburg. So we're now into Season 3 with Hamburg, and when you take a look at that team, I've already said we need to sort this defense out. It is the one and only area of this pitch, realistically, that is letting us down. Now, I know some of you will probably be thinking Hugo Fernandez is letting us down as well, but he's 78 rated, man. Even at 32 years old, this guy's balling out. You could definitely argue we need a better winger than Dompe, but in comparison to sorting this defense out, I'm happy to leave him alone for at least 1 more season. And just look at how much money we've got, man. 69 million. I'm trying my best not to make a joke about this. But the first signing is our first regen of the video, Luca Conti. Look at him, boy. He's 17 years old and already 78 rated with 27 million. I'm not sure if this is Bonucci's regen or Chiellini's regen. All I know is he's now going to be a Hamburg player. And I found a short-term solution to our back 4 problem. Christian Gunter is 32 years old, 79 rated, got some bloody good stats as well. And I found the second regen of this video, Kashima Hashimoto, 20 years old, 76 overall. Now, you're going to have to help me out. Whose regen is this? Is he a regen? Is he a pre-gen? I don't know. All I know is he's a good player. He's 6'6" as well. Oh my god, he's going straight into the starting 11. And boys, look at the team after those 3 signings, man. This defense looks frigging amazing. But we've still got 63 million to spend, so you better believe I'm going back into that free agents list to see who else I can find. And I found yet another fullback, Javi Lopez, 23 years old, 73 rated. This guy could be the future of Hamburg. I also found another regen, Bradley Knowles. He's 17 years old, 77 overall. This guy's going to be a beast. And we have also found Nick Pope. He is 33 years old, but he's 84 overall. Boys, we hit the absolute jackpot with this guy. And with that, I'm wrapping up the transfer window because the team now looks like this going into Season 3, and I genuinely could not be happy with the improvements we've made. We brought in an entire back 4 that was better than the previous back 4 we got, and we've also got ourselves a better keeper, man. We've got so lucky in that transfer window. And if last season we finished 12th with a much weaker team than this, surely to God, theoretically anyway, we should be climbing that Bundesliga table and at least getting the top 10 finish. So we've just reached the end of yet another season with Hamburg, so let's see if we've crept up the Bundesliga table. And that's exactly what we've done, boys. We're 8th in the league. We're only 8 points outside the top 6, boys. I reckon next year with a couple of really good signings, we'll be getting European football. Oh, Bayer Leverkusen is second though. That's one team I really do want to beat in the Bundesliga. But this time we made it to the quarters of the DFB-Pokal, only losing to Bayern Munich 4-3. That is a massive step step in the right direction. And just look at the improvement in the team, boys. I don't know why half of them are so miserable. We've just finished 8th in the league. Cheer up, you miserable sods. And this time, Roberto Alvarado is our top goal scorer with 21 goal contributions in 37 games, but apart from him, nobody really showed up to the bloody party. Gotta admit though, 8th in the Bundesliga in only our second season in it, that is pretty impressive. But when you look at the team, there's only a couple of positions we actually do need to focus on, and I reckon we'll be ready to compete in Europe. So we've just arrived in season 4 and we've got 85 million. We can literally solve all of our problems with that money if we were allowed to buy any other players and free agents. But when you look at that starting 11, there's only 3 positions we actually need to focus on. We need a better left back than Gunter. He served his purpose. He was a short-term solution to a long-term problem. We also definitely need a better winger than Dompe. He's 74 overall, the weakest link in the team by a mile. We need to sort this out. And we definitely need a better striker because as it stands, Alvarado is our most prolific goal scorer, and when a striker's not scoring more than the wingers, you know something's not right. If we can sort those positions out, this team, I absolutely believe, will get European football for season 5. And I've actually found a really good striker. Luka Jovic is 28 years old, 80 rated. I mean, this guy's got to be better than Che Adams, surely. And I've also found Scott Twine, who can definitely go on the left-hand side of the pitch. He's 76 rated, 26 years old. He's miles better than the winger we've already got. And I found a really good left-back in Toby Gibbs, only 18 years old, already 76 overall. This guy could potentially be our endgame left-back. But I'm going to leave the transfer window there because, as you can see from the free agent list, there's nobody even remotely close to being good enough to go into our subs bench or the starting 11. But that does leave the team looking like this going into season 4, and I'm not too sure why half of the players aren't exactly happy, man. They've got to get a grip of themselves. One thing I'm happy with is the subs bench, and considering the fact we're only allowed to sign free agents, we've done a bloody good job so far. Now, I know there's still a couple players in this team who aren't 80 rated, but I still think we've got a decent chance of getting inside the top 6. Now, last year with a weaker team than we've got right now, we finished just outside the top 6, so hopefully this year is the season we can finally get European football. Well, boys, season 4 is just wrapped up and we've got Champions League football for season 5. I'd have been happy and content with the Europa League, the Conference League, but it looks like we're going straight to the big one. In the best part, we finished 2 points higher and 2 places higher than Bayer Leverkusen. Have that. And we also made it to the quarters once again, but this time lost to Hoffenheim. I mean, really? And just look at this team, man. We just need a better left winger, a better left back, and this team is golden next year. But still, the stats don't look all that impressive. I mean, Alvarado got 16 and 5, Twine with 13 and 2, but other than that, it's been shambolic. But brushing that aside, boys, we've got Champions League football for next year, man. Do you know how mad that is? But it does put pressure on us to find better free agent players, because otherwise, I can see us getting absolutely destroyed. So we're now into season 5 with Hamburg, and we've got a whopping 158 million in our budget. This is so painful at this point, man. But as I said last year, all we really need is a better left winger, a better left back, and I honestly think this team is sorted. Our goalkeeper's fine for at least one more season. We've got youth all over the pitch. I don't see the need to improve any other position. But to start the window off, I found goalkeeper Daniel Abreu, who's only 18 years old and 80 rated. This guy can definitely go into the starting 11 when Nick Pope eventually does start to decrease in overall. And we've certainly found the left back we want, Alvaro Cruz, only 19 years old and 81 rated. Is this how Cancalo's regen or something? Because I can't think of any other Portuguese fullback this good. And with those players now in the team, that just leaves our winger role to sort out. And believe me, I have found the winger for the job, and you are not going to believe who it is. Your eyes aren't deceiving you. That is Real Madrid's Rodrigo, 26 years old, 90 rated, some absolutely incredible stats to go with it. I cannot believe how lucky we've been to find him. And with the signing of Rodrigo, I'm officially wrapping up the transfer window there. And that does mean this is the team that's going to go into season 5. I still cannot get over the fact we found Rodrigo, man. What are the chances of that happening? But I will say that's made me 10 times more confident about going into the Champions League. We may actually surprise a few people this year now. And speaking of the Champions League, we're in Group C alongside the Bottle Jobs, Feyenoord and Malmo FF. Now, admittedly, Spurs will probably top the group, but I definitely want to finish second and go through to the knockouts. The last thing I want for Hamburg is for their first time back in the Champions League after all these years is to go straight to the Europa League. lead. So we've just arrived halfway through the season and we are 8th in the league. Now, I know that looks bad, but when you consider that Leipzig are only on 31 points and we're on 25, I mean, there's only 6 points in between us. There's a lot can happen from now until June. But the good news is we are in the round of 16 after finishing 2nd in Group C with the bottle jobs, unfortunately finishing 1st. But Rodrigo is our best player so far, 18 goal contributions in 21 games. I genuinely think without him, we'd be mid-table right now. But this is the starting 11 that's going to go into the knockouts for the first time in God knows how many years. And you know what? I'm very confident. Obviously, in the Bundesliga, we're not exactly doing amazing, but that doesn't reflect how we do in Europe. And let's be real, in a two-legged tie, all we need is one good game anyway, and we're basically through to the next round, so hopefully we can have a good run. But we are at home, the team's looking fresh, anything can happen in the champ. Oh my God. What? 4-0, Hamburg, really? You're gonna get rolled over like that? Oh my God, is there any point in even playing the second leg? I know I just said anything can happen, but I'm almost certain that we are gonna get knocked out here. We're 4-0 down, oh my God, 6-1 on aggregate. We get absolutely dismantled. I don't get it though. I thought the team we've got could actually hold its own against the big boys, but apparently not. Now we've just got to hope come the end of this season, we're actually inside the top 4 again. Otherwise, we're not even in the Champions League next year. But skipping to the end of the season, we are 5th in the league, only 4 points separating ourselves from the title winners, Bayern Munich. And there was only 5 goal difference separating ourselves from Bayer Leverkusen. Of course, it'd be bloody them. That's gut-wrenching, man. 1 more point, and we'd have been in the top 4. I'm not actually too sure what 5th place gets you in the Bundesliga, but I suppose we'll find out next season anyway. But we have finally won the DFB-Pokal, beating Mainz 3-2 in the final. I'm not too sure if winning this competition actually reflects anything on European football. Again, I suppose we'll have to find out next season. But look at the team, boys. Oh my God, our lowest rated player is 83 now. That's how good this team has become. And Rodrigo and Jovic really have carried us. 38 goal contributions for Rodrigo and 23 for Luka Jovic, man. Fair play to him. All things considered, boys, we finally got some silverware. We've won the DFB-Pokal at long last. But I have to admit, I hope we are in the Champions League next year. A team this good definitely belongs in that competition. If we're in the Conference League or Europa, we're going to absolutely torment it. So we're now into Season 6 with Hamburg, and as you can see, we have literally got the best of the best when it comes to the coaching system. I'm actually convinced having all these coaches at the club is helping our players grow so much quicker. Just to give you an example, Conte is now 87 rated, for goodness sake. We also have fullback Cruz, who we only picked up last year, and he's now 86 rated as well. We also have Riss, who's 84 rated, who, if I'm not mistaken, I said from the very beginning we can build this team around him, and he's now 84 rated too. And looking at this starting 11, we are in a fantastic position because we can literally be very picky when it comes to free agents now. If they aren't as good as the players in the starting 11, or the subs bench for that matter, we literally don't have to get them anymore. But saying that, the subs bench could do with a better striker, a better midfielder, a better centre-back, and that would be golden as well. And we have got almost $250 million to spend. I mean, I've just got no words for it anymore. Now, luckily, I have found a decent midfielder. Dani Ceballos, he's in his 30s now, he's 80 rated. He'll definitely do for a backup option for a centre midfielder. And I've also found someone's regen, Samuel Cardenas. He's only 18 years old, 75 rated. Again, this guy will make a decent backup centre-back option. But I'm going to leave the transfer window there because, as you can see from the free agents list, nobody else will fit into the subs bench or the starting 11. Which means the team looks like this going into Season 6. And I've just got to put this out there, boys. We've got to once again win some silverware this season. Now, speaking of silverware, I'm not actually sure yet which European competition we're in, whether it's the Conference, the Europa, or the Champions League. All I know is we're about to find out. But before we do, we're in the Super Cup against Bayern Munich. In that team, Jesus Christ, they've got a good squad. They won the Bundesliga last year, but can we beat them to win the Super Cup? And we do. Alvarado, you absolute beauty, in the 68th minute. That's our second trophy one with Hamburg. I've just said we want to win silverware, and that's the first thing we do this season. But it is indeed the Europa League we're in. We're in Group F alongside Lille, FC Midtjylland, and Dynamo Zagreb. And I'm not being funny, boys. Not only should we be topping this group, we should absolutely be winning this competition. I do not want to see us not win this competition at the end of the season. So we are at the end of yet another season with Hamburg, and we are once again in the Champions League, second in the league, 10 points behind the title winners Dortmund, but we were 5 points clear of Leverkusen. lose, and that's all that matters. But this time we only made it to round 2 of the DFB-Pokal. I mean, how does that even happen? But in the Europa League, as you can see, we were 5 points clear top of the table, and we cruised to the round of 16. And we actually battered Liverpool 4-2 on aggregate as well. This is mad. And we've also battered Ajax 4-1 on aggregate in the semi-finals. We're playing Villa in the finals. Surely to God, we've won this competition. And that's exactly what we've done. We did it the hard way, though, 3-1 on penalties. But one way or the other, next year, we'd have had Champions League football. But just look at the team, man. I'm not being funny. I don't even think we need any more players. If next year we don't win the Champions League with this team, there's something wrong with this game. And for once, the stats actually do look pretty good. 21-11 for Rodrigo, 18-5 for Alvarado, 14-2 for Jovic, and 10-8 for Lodovit Reese. Well, boys, we've done it. We've got Champions League football once again for Season 7. And I'm being deadly serious. I don't think we need to bring in any more players. I will obviously have a look to see if there's some players that we could bring in, but if there's not, I'm not going to lose sleep over it because this team is absolutely ready for the Champions League. So it's now our 7th year in charge of Hamburg, and after properly thinking about it, there's only 2 things we actually need in the squad. We need a better second choice striker than Che Adams, and we need a better second choice keeper than Nick Pope. That's literally all we need now. And if I'm being honest, I'm not too fussed if we can't get them because that starting 11 alone is enough to get us the silverware we want this year. And this budget is ridiculous. Over $250 million to spend, man. Could you imagine if we could actually use this money? Now, luckily, I have found players for both the second choice striker and the centre back. The first one being striker Mika Biref. He's 26 years old, 77 overall. And I've found Flavio Bianchi, who's 19 years old and 77 overall. Now, I'm not saying these guys are amazing. They're going to get into the starting 11, but they'll be a good backup option for a striker and a goalkeeper. But just to remind you guys, this is the starting 11 that's going to go into Season 7. And let's be honest, this team is absolutely ready to win the Champions League. I honestly don't care who they put in front of us this time. It could be Barca, Bayern Munich, PSG for all I care. We're going to steamroll through every single one of them. But before we get to that, we are once again in the Super Cup against Bayern Leverkusen. I swear to God, we better beat you guys. It will be nice to get some silverware once again before the actual season begins. Have that, Leverkusen. We're heading over to the Champions League. We're in Group D alongside Monaco, PSV, and Club Brugge. And honestly, boys, if we don't end up topping this group, I'll be very disappointed in Hamburg. So, boys, we are once again halfway through the season, and we are 6th in the league. But once again, it's not as bad as it looks. There's 7 points between ourselves and first place Frankfurt of all bloody teams, by the way. So the title race, realistically, is still wide open. And just like I wanted to, we have topped Group D with flying colours, and we are cruising to the round of 16. And so far, the stats are pretty impressive. Our front three definitely know where that back of the net is. And just to update you guys, this is the starting 11 going into the knockouts for the second time, and hopefully this time we make it just a little bit further than just the round of 16. But like I said at the beginning of this season, throw whoever you want at us, and we're going to steamroll straight through them. And this time, the team I'm facing first in the knockouts is Rangers. Now, I'll be real, boys. I like Rangers, but surely to God, we've got to go through these guys like a hot knife through butter. I mean, look at the team, for goodness sake. If this isn't an absolute hammering, there is something seriously. There we go. 3-1 victory in the first leg. That is more like it. We've got a very cushy lead. We are at home in the second leg. This surely has to be us going through to the quarters. And yes, it is. Zendy Haas in the 11th minute. 4-1 on aggregate. We cruise to the quarters. And next up in the quarters is Benfica. And I'm not going to lie, boys. We're having a pretty cushy knockout run so far. It's alright saying that, though. We've got to get past them first and foremost. We are at home in the first leg. Oh, I knew it. And as soon as I start getting cocky, I always start to do badly. Our team is absolutely dead on their feet for the second leg. For God's sake, please don't let me go all this way to get knocked out by Benfica. Thank God for that. Zendias and Conti with the goals. 3-2 on aggregate. Boys, we are in the semi-final. And in that semi-final, we're facing Marseille. Now, we played Rangers, Benfica, now Marseille. This has to be the nicest knockout run in the Champions League I've ever had. But once again, we've got to get past them. We are away from home in the first leg. You are kidding me. There's no way we are going to lose to Marseille like that. We honestly need a big performance here. We need beyond a big performance. We need to absolutely smash push Marseille to get to the final. Oh my God, that's exactly what we've done. Rodrigo, Twine, Alvarado, Jovic, 4-1 on the night, 4-2 overall, and we are finally in the Champions League final once again with Hamburg. And boys, in that final is Manchester City. You know what? I don't even care. Bring them on. And we finally won that Bundesliga title. We beat Bayern Munich by 4 points to it. I'm so goddamn happy we finally done it. And we've also won the DFB-Pokal, beating Wolfsburg 3-0 in the final. Boys, we're on for the quadruple this year. And look at the stats, boys. Our front three absolutely carried this team this season. And we've once again got our full strength starting 11 for the final, man. I absolutely love it when that happens. And may I point out, Rodrigo is almost 99 overall. I still cannot believe we picked this guy up on a free. And boys, up to this point at least, we've pretty much won everything there is to win. The Bundesliga, the DFB-Pokal, the Super Cups. Now we've got the chance to win the biggest one of all at club level, the Champions League. Rodrigo's on the ball. Oh, I see that run. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. Alvarado. I see that back post as well. Oh, he's just not made that run very well, has he? Oh, you jammy sod, City. City are coming forward now. I don't like this. They're really, really good when they come forward in positions like this. What a tackle, though. Oh, my God. Holland's on the ball now. We've got to close him down. Oh, he's done well there. Okay, get a foot in. Don't let City play the ball like that. That's fantastic from Knowles. Sendias is on the ball. Okay, it's 3 against 2 here. Surely we've got to make a dent in City's bloody defence here. Yes, okay, perfect. Rodrigo on your right foot. Edison, what a save. Oh, City are breaking forward now, though. They've got a golden opportunity to take a 1-0 lead, but they absolutely waste it. Oh, look at Cruz go. What a madman. But now we've got Senderhaas with the break. Jovic is in behind. Man City 1-on-1. Come on. Against his former club. 1-0 on the stroke of half-time. Jovic has put us ahead in the Champions League final. That has got to feel good for him, considering it never really worked out for City. And he's just put them 1-0 down. Rodrigo's on the counter-attack now, though. He's got past Reina with ease. Oh, this could be 2-0 if we play this right. Finesse shot, bottom right bins. Yes, come on. 10 minutes to go. We are 2-0 up against Man City. Boys, we've got that trophy in our grasp right now. We just don't need any silly mistakes. What a goal from Rodrigo. City got a free kick. For some reason, Haaland's on it. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Ruiz, look how fast he leaped onto that. And we've got a perfect opportunity to make this 3-0. We could either take it with Alvarado or we could sweat it. And you guys know me. I'm going to sweat it to Jovic for his second of the game against his former club. That's the third of the game for Hamburg. And that is us lifting that Champions League at the end of this game. Can we get a fourth though? That's the question. I think we can. Rodrigo's through. There's no way we're going to make this 4. Go on. He's made it 4-0. Rodrigo with a brace. Jovic with a brace in the Champions League final. We have absolutely steamrolled through Manchester City. And that was the final kick of the game. We've absolutely annihilated Manchester City 4-0 in the Champions League final. We've made Hamburg, with free agents only, the best team in the world. It wasn't easy though, boys. Don't get it twisted. We spent 7 seasons with Hamburg basically winning everything, and now we can add one more Champions League to their cabinet. And if you guys enjoyed this video, I'd definitely say you should click right here to watch me rebuild Liverpool Ladder Edition.